Start winning at the races with Daily Racing Form's new mobile pass performances, featuring exclusive buyer speed figures and expert analysis and selections. Go to drf.com/best and get the power of DRF in the palm of your hand.
Hey everybody, it's Jay Privman along with Marty McGee. As you know, we do the Derby Watch, and even though the first leg of the Triple Crown has already been run, there's still 10 weeks to go until the Kentucky Derby. We're back for more, and Marty, the most significant thing I think coming out of the Belmont, a race we'll review in just a moment, is your impression of Tiz the Law vis-a-vis the odds towards the Kentucky Derby. You've made him an even more prohibitive favorite than going in. Give me your impression of his race and what you did odds-wise with him.
Well, I mean, he has done nothing wrong since he left here in Kentucky out of that third-place finish in the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. Had a great winter in Florida with Barclay Tagg, came to New York and just absolutely dominated in the Belmont last Saturday. And so now we have him as a 7-5 favorite, Jay. They released the pool 5 for the Kentucky Derby future wager this week. They have him only 7-2. I would think at this point people might want to get a little bit of that 7-2, but nonetheless, he is a prohibitive favorite, solid favorite anyway, with Honor AP second at 4-1, followed by Authentic at 8-1, Dr. Post at 10, Cezanne at 15, and everybody else 20 or 30 or 50. And we and the people at Churchill Downs, who had to come up with a few names for their pool 5, were scrounging a little bit at the end, trying to figure out who else to throw in. But clearly, Tiz the Law is a solid favorite for Derby 146 right now.
And Marty, there hasn't been a favorite who started in the Derby at less than 2-1 since Point Given went off at 9-5 in 2001. So we'll see if that holds up. Still a long run in until the Kentucky Derby, but obviously Tiz the Law, the acknowledged favorite right now for the September 5 Derby. Let's take a look now at the Belmont Stakes from last Saturday. A number of horses on our Derby Watch Top 20 were in this race, including the first 4 finishers across the line. Marty, I thought the race came up great for Tiz the Law, kind of a blackboard race where he was able to just sit a perfect trip with that outside draw that he had. He was clearly the best. Though I like the way Dr. Post ran on for second after encountering a little bit of traffic trouble when he had to suck back and then come around at the 3/8 pole. And the third place finisher, Max Player, who I was kind of down on earlier this year. I thought he was a cut below the best. I thought that was his best race so far. Give me your thoughts on these horses.
Well, Tiz the Law had a good look from the very first few jumps. I mean, Manny Franco was not nice and cool and relaxed on him down the backside, and then even at the quarter pole when he took over for Tapit to win, it just looked like he was going to go on a draw off, and he did. As far as Dr. Post, he kind of conceded a spot there to Pneumatic around the half-mile pole. But as you said, he just came around him, outran him for second. And then Max Player was really kind of the surprise, not only that he finished third, but the way he did finish third. We kind of thought that he would be one of the pace pressers in there, but yet he only had 1 horse beat at the half-mile pole. So all in all, it was a great training job by Linda Rice and to get him to run on like he did. And we still don't know where he's going to run next, but it was a good effort by him. Clearly, the disappointment, Jay, was Sole Volante. Looked like he might kick home about the 3/8 or so, the way he had at both Tampa and at Gulfstream, but no. And we'll see what Patrick Biancone wants to do with him from this spot.
Yeah, he was certainly disappointing. Coming back on 10 days rest after a race that kind of set up for him at Gulfstream, a nice tune-up for him 10 days earlier. Maybe he bounced, Marty, coming back on 10 days, but he did add front leg wraps for the Belmont Stakes. We'll see if he can bounce back in subsequent races. As we mentioned, there's still a long way to go, still 2.5 months towards the Kentucky Derby. Marty and I added 4 horses to our Derby Watch Top 20 this week, and Marty, I dare say the most interesting one for me is Cafe Pharaoh, the horse who's based in Japan. We're going to look at tape of his win last Sunday in the Unicorn Stakes at Tokyo Racecourse. I think this horse is a serious horse. He's by American Pharaoh. He's got sharp speed. In his last 2 races, he has won either pressing the pace or coming from well out of it, so he's very versatile. But he's got an American-style pedigree, and he's got, at least in that last race, American-style speed. I think he's an intriguing horse. What did you think of him?
Absolutely. You wrote a really interesting article that will be in the Friday editions of Daily Racing Form on Cafe Pharaoh. It looks like he'll have one more race, Jade, maybe on July 8th to further qualify for the Derby. But you also laid down the foundation for all the Japanese horses who have come here. I think there's been 3 of them before this. The last one being Master Fencer last year, and he ran fairly creditably in both the Derby and the Belmont. But yeah, this colt cost $475,000 at an Ocala auction as a 2-year-old. He really does have the type of running style and talent, it appears, to be competitive with these. So it's yet another country literally heard from here with Cafe Pharaoh.
And he is, as Marty mentioned, there's that Derby future wager this week. Cafe Pharaoh is part of that Derby future wager. And from my discussions earlier this week, Marty, with officials at Churchill Downs, they're getting very positive feedback from the connections of Cafe Pharaoh. So an intriguing potential overseas newcomer for this year's Kentucky Derby. Lastly, before we go, Marty, this weekend, the only point-scoring race towards the Derby is the Ohio Derby, an overflow field. 15 were entered in that. Nobody who's currently on our Derby Watch Top 20 is in that race, but it does feature Storm the Court, last year's champion 2-year-old male who's yet to win this year. I liked his race in the San Vicente. I thought he was going to move forward off of that, but he really hasn't. This is certainly an easier spot. Hopefully he can bounce back, but with only 20 points to the winner, I don't know that this is going to play out as one of the more significant Derby preps. What were your thoughts when you got a look at the Ohio Derby field?
Well, it's a scramble. A horse is going to have to win by 5 or 8 lengths, Jay, to really kind of announce themselves as a potential threat to crack the top 20. Otherwise, if it's a 4-horse go at the end, I would think this isn't going to be a very serious prep in the long term.
Well, that's our look at the goings-ons regarding the now September 5 Kentucky Derby. As Marty mentioned, I wrote an extensive piece on Cafe Pharaoh and the 3 Japanese-based horses who have run in the Kentucky Derby preceding him, so check that out at DRF.com, and make sure you stay here at DRF.com every week for all the Derby updates. Marty and I will be back. We'll see you next time. For Marty McGee, I'm Jay Privman. Thanks for watching.